Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
You are so beautiful, by the way.
So are you, P. Thank you so
I
much.
love looking at your beautiful face on a
Oh my goodness.
Wednesday.
What is this?
On a
Who are we?
Wednesday.
I love it. I love it.
Me too. Me too. So it's me, Queen P.R, one half of those wrestling girls, and I am with the Baker. I am sure you recognize her from our streams and also from her Twitch. She's her
Hello,
own
everybody.
Twitch queen. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I want to say thank you, Demon Hunter, for the follow. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. So we had some technical difficulties with Twitch
We did.
this week. We've been trying to connect to our Twitch streams. We're gonna stream simultaneously on both of our channels, which we will definitely do in the future. So we are on our YouTube channel right now. So it is not on Twitch, but we will hopefully be able to stream this on Twitch at some point. So thank you for bearing with our lateness and everything. So this is TWG Fan Club. It may feel like a Thirsty Thursday because of who's on the stream, but it is usually
every day's a party.
I know. Party. We have a big show ahead. Fan Club is where basically I get together with my friends and we talk stuff about wrestling. So welcome back, and you can catch replays on our Twitch, on our YouTube, on Patreon, a whole bunch of other stuff. We have a jam-packed show. I do want to go on our socials and just let everybody know to tune into YouTube, so if you can just bear with us a second. Cristina, do you want to talk about when you're streaming next and what you did this past weekend?
Hi, hello. I am a variety streamer. I usually try to stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. However, it's the summer. Your girl is an actor and she's booked and blessed in the city. So we are all bets are off. We stream when we can. We'll be streaming tomorrow, Thursday. Come and check it out. What time? I don't know. Probably 5 p.m. Stay tuned.
I really enjoy you on Switch.
I'm a hot mess. That's my brand.
I really enjoy it. And you really inspired me to get on Twitch, first of all, after so many people have encouraged me to do so, as well as Krista B. Shout out to her, the other half.
Shout out to Krista. Oh my
love you. I sent her the link. Hopefully she can stop by. But seeing how much fun that you have on your stream, and it really inspired me to do it. And then on my first fan club, this is actually the 6th or 7th week, which is insane. You actually rated it with your family. So that really meant so much to me, and it made all the fucking difference.
That makes me so happy. You're the best. I've been B, you have to stream. Come on. I'm so glad to be at this point,
right.
I love it. I just love it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I really, really, truly appreciate that. And I'm so proud of you. I know you've been booked and busy and experiencing a lot of firsts in wrestling.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
The summer's coming to an end. But I just got a message from StreamYard saying that they're apologized for the Twitch technical difficulties, so at least there's that.
Okay,
we're not crazy.
At least, thank you.
But I'm glad that everyone is joining us on YouTube. So I do want to talk about this past weekend. This was a big weekend for Black wrestling and just wrestlers of color in general. Indie wrestling, it's been a big weekend. We've been talking about this past weekend in Brooklyn on our channels, I don't know, for as long as I can remember. But if you were under a rock, this past weekend was the 2nd annual Black Girl Magic Show produced by Catch Magic.
Right. That's right.
Talk, and Jobber Slam 2 presented by Jobber Tears and Battle Club Pro. So, Cristina, this was your first indie show, so I want to get into that. And you and Greg were able to come, but I do want to bring on our guest, who's been patiently waiting, who is one of the most fabulous human beings I've ever encountered, who I've actually got to meet a couple times this summer. I want to welcome Queen Steph Hardy of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast.
Yes, hi girl.
And she's a commentator. You do everything. Let us know
what you do.
Introduce yourself to our stream.
Hey y'all. All
I
the
think you might
Ghost
be muted,
Wrestling
babe.
Girls fam. Huh?
What'd you say, B?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
You
You
can't
can't
hear
hear me?
her? I can hear her.
It could be me.
Steph, I hear you
Because
just
I am
fine.
off mute.
Yeah, you're not
You
muted.
guys good?
I hear you. I
Yeah,
hear
I
her.
can hear you.
Patricia.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh my goodness. Hold on.
Listen, I love Twitch. There is always some nonsense happening with Twitch.
Oh.
Okay, how's now?
Yeah, I can hear you
Can you
now.
hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
I can hear you both.
Uh
Okay,
Hello?
guys, good.
Okay, you can hear me?
I can hear you guys. Sorry. I'm also answering Greg over here.
All right, you guys are all good now. I can
Okay.
hear you guys perfectly. Hi, Steph.
Hey, hey,
Welcome
Queen
to Those Wrestling
P.R.
Girls.
Hey, Christina. I'm so happy to
Hi,
be
Steph.
here. I'm so happy to be here finally because I don't know what's been going on, but I'm just really glad that I am here on this show to talk about this weekend. And yeah, I kind of do everything. I'm a host of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast, so please subscribe, like, and share. I have over 100 episodes, so please check that out.
I'm so
And
happy for you.
This
thank
queen.
you.
Good job,
And
Steph.
thank you. And I'm a host of Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. And I also write here and there for them. And I do commentate. So, yeah, I did commentate this weekend for Black Girl Magic 2 with Faye Jackson, who I had the pleasure of commentating with, the iconic independent wrestler. And she's also a host of Women's Wrestling Talk, too. So I was just so glad to be there, and call the action for all of these women who are just tearing it up, in terms of black women in wrestling. And it was just an honor to be a part of that and to be a fan and go to Jobber Slam too. That was an amazing experience. So it was just a really cool weekend. It was my second time in New York. It always feels like a family with my first time being Black WrestleFest. So it was just good being able to be back in New York and experience all day. It was just amazing.
I'm glad.
It was
So,
so much fun seeing you there, Steph. Like I was so flabbergasted to have the opportunity to meet you. I was like, wait, hold on. Hold on. How it was the best surprise. Well, there were plenty of
Oh,
amazing surprises, but seeing you there truly for me was one of my top 3 things happening on that Saturday. I promise you.
that is so sweet that you would think that. Like Stan Michael, who was actually a part of the Battle Royal at
Mhm.
Jobber Slam 2, actually said the same thing. And I was just like, I can't believe y'all be that excited to meet me. Like, are you serious?
For
I was
real
that
though.
excited to meet you at Black WrestleFest because we have been following each other and our brands since like day one and been planning to work together and everything. And to be able to finally meet you like almost 3 years later, after like both of us have gone so far, like you were representing not only your own podcast, but you were representing Women's Wrestling Talk. You worked one of the matches, like some of the matches, you were on a panel. Like, you really do it all. So I'm glad that you're kind of like in our New York family.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm glad too. Like it's overwhelming, but it's beautiful like all at the same time because New York is like being from Alabama, it's like you hear so much about New York and then you see New York on television and in all the movies and everything, and it just looks like a really big and just spectacular place. But being able to meet the people and actually converse with you guys, and find that I really do have like a physical wrestling family, like means the world to me. Like it's really amazing because and I'm just really glad to know that you guys, are tough, but deep down inside, you guys have a lot of love too. And I just love that about y'all.
Oh, Steph, same. Same. Like for real. You're a badass, ma'am. You're a badass.
Oh my God, stop
Yeah,
it.
you are. Like we got like sugar spice and everything nice on Steph's body, but you a badass. Right,
Oh,
Tamina?
You
She
are,
said it. She
you
said it
so
too.
are, and we love you, Krista B. I see her in the
Love
comments.
you, Krista.
You.
love you, Krista.
So let's go back to this past weekend in Brooklyn. So
Yes,
what
please.
was your reaction? So let's start with Black Girl Magic that happened Friday night, presented by Spice and Catch Magic. How what was your reaction when you first even heard about the Black Girl Magic show, even when they did the first one, and when you found out they were doing another one? How what was your reaction, Steph?
Well, my reaction was I was just excited that that was even happening, like an all black female wrestling show. Like that was something that I had never really heard of before. It's like even though I had seen, all female shows, of course, over the past few years, of course, before the
Right.
pandemic, an all black female show was something that was unheard of, but I was glad that it was happening. But I hated that it was so far away from me because I'm just
Mm,
like I'm down here in Alabama. I don't know what it's like to travel up there. Like I wanted to be a part of it, but I just didn't know how. But I
Right.
just knew I had, love for it. So maybe at some point I would be a part of it. So you fast forward till now, and of course, me having doing the test run for Black Russell Fest of traveling from Alabama to New York, like that was cool. So I was like, okay. So when they asked me, in June if I wanted to be a part of Black Girl Magic too, I was just like, of course, the answer is yeah. I don't know
Right.
how I'm gonna make it happen, but I'm gonna make
But
it
it'll
happen
happen.
somehow. Yeah,
I'll be
and
there somehow.
yeah, I'm gonna try and make it happen. And so, everything fell into place. It was almost at the last minute, but still everything fell into place. And I went up there and I was just so happy to be a part of this show and see all these women that basically helped to create sort of like the not
Space.
too far past, but then also into the present and the future. Like it was
That's
just
right.
so cool to see all of these women, who are dominant in their own ways or who are just starting or who are just starting their journeys, be a part of this show. And then having me who just started commentating a year ago, it's just insane. It was
Because you're
just
a badass. You're a badass.
it was just insane, but it was a beautiful type of insane. I was just so glad to be a part of it and to work with the girls and to see them and just, admire each other and to just encourage each other. Like it was just a beautiful experience. And I'm just so happy to have been asked to be a part of it and to represent women's wrestling talk too, because,
Right.
I worked so hard with them and also with Katrina. She's my co-host for the NXT after show that we do for Women's Wrestling Talk, and just seeing her grow in her first time being a ring announcer, like that was amazing. So I'm just like seeing all these women that I either know or are just meeting in this one show was just spectacular. It was spectacular.
I love
Just badassery all over.
it.
Yeah, essentially, yeah,
Yep. And then,
yes.
of course, the Black Girl Magic, which is a term that is used often, but the fact that that show truly was, produced by, powered by, the card was all powered by Black Girl Magic, essentially. And I don't want to, not include all of the people of color that was a part of this weekend, including Black Girl Magic. And I didn't realize that that was Katrina's first time ring announcing because she did such a good job. And I popped when I saw her in the ring because I didn't expect that. And I was like, oh, shoot. Hey, Kat.
Yeah, like shout out to Katrina. Like I tell her this all the time. Every time I intro her in, like for the after show, it's like she just does it all in wrestling as well. It's like she ring announces, she does backstage interviews, she hosts her own show in Cat We Trust, and then she does it all while also being, a mother as well. And it's just like
Badass.
and a dog mom too. So it's just kind of like, ma'am, like she does it
Hey.
all, and I'm just so happy to see her, grow and sort of, blossom, out of this, out of her sort of shyness and her reservedness and just be this amazing, person in wrestling in New York. It's just so cool. And then being, of course, on the card with Faye as well, who also hosts Women's Wrestling Talks Creep Squad. And shout out to Lovely and
Such
Tasha
a fun
Steeles.
show too.
Like being on the card with her and knowing her past in wrestling and everything, it was just, oh, hey. It was just the most
She just likes
amazing
to be in camera,
thing.
right, Tamina? Yes.
Yes. Hey, Tamina, you're so cute.
You here? You got your attention. Go away. Sorry.
Oh.
Shout out to Mike. I see you.
We
Please
see
continue.
you, Mike. Hey, Mike. He's gonna be on the fan club soon too.
Yes,
Oh,
Mike.
cool.
So quick question about Black Girl Magic, and then we'll go into Jobber Slam since we over there. Steph, what was? I have two questions actually. What was your favorite moment from Black Girl Magic? And two, because of everything that you've been able to do in wrestling, what's your favorite thing to do? Is it commentating? Is it ring announcing? Is it podcasting? Is it backstage interviews? What would you say is your thing, your jam?
Well, to start with Black Girl Magic, there were so many moments like, oh my gosh. But I would say that my favorite moment was Trish Adora versus Karen Bam Bam. Like
Hey,
that match was so fantastic. And I had seen, of course, clips of Trish Adora, the Pan African World Diaspora Champion, everywhere. And it's just like she's been everywhere, Ring of Honor and AEW and so many different places. But to see her in person and getting to call that action was just something that I'll never forget.
Surreal.
Yeah, it was very surreal. And then when you have Karen Bam Bam, who this is my first time ever seeing her and having to call that action, and she is fantastic. It's like she has a presence about her that just says, royalty and I am here. Like she's gorgeous.
Right.
And her entrance was everything. Like everything about her was great. And her athleticism is out of this world. And so that match, it was almost like it was back and forth. You just couldn't tell
Yeah.
who was going to win because it's like when they gave each other the best that they had, they just kept kicking out out of everything they were putting on each other. And I was just sitting there at the table like, look, what? Like, but it was just an amazing match. That was my favorite moment. Like you clearly saw the best of each other and then of both of those women in that match. And it was such a stellar main event. And I just can't wait to see what the future holds for the both of them. But even especially Karen Bam Bam. And even with that challenge that she got at the end from
Yo,
Faye,
can we talk about it?
who came out of retirement. And I'm just like, girl, what?
Shout out to Fam. I see you in the comments too,
Hey,
Fam.
Hey, Mike again.
Yeah.
That
it was
a
insane.
moment. I was like shaking like when Faye made that announcement. So I was at Battle Club Pro Show back in April. And Swoop was their Icon champion, and she had a main event match with Trish Adora, and she did a promo, giving Trish Adora her flowers and just basically praising everything that she's been doing and how she was a challenge. And I was so inspired by that because, one thing about indie wrestling, I don't know if you agree, they like reminds you of like the basics of like why we like wrestling, because it's like there's no high production. It's not produced by like a $1 million, $1 billion company. It's people that love wrestling putting on wrestling shows, and people that love wrestling locally most of the time that love it too. Right. And their whole family comes out. So it's really nice to like see that. And then you get a promo that like Swole did at that show, at the WCW show. And it gave me goosebumps the same way like a Becky Lynch promo would, and I was like, wow, like this is amazing. And then now
Brian.
Hi, Brian. Now going to the Black Girl Magic show, and Faye taking the mic, and then just being able to like build those moments, like even on the independent level. And who's been waiting? How many people have been waiting for Faye Jackson to come out of retirement? like years now. It feels like.
Everybody.
I think she's been asked on social media like at least once a week since she fucking
When are you
healed.
coming back? Mm-hmm.
And she makes this amazing announcement, but it's with this quote unquote rookie compared to Faye, let's say, for storyline purposes, Karen Bam Bam, who I used to watch fucking wrestle at Gleason's, when she was training, and I was there for like one of her first few matches. So now she's in the ring, also thick and juicy. We can't even ignore the body, image, positivity in this whole thing as well. So you got, the queen of thick and juicy, who's coming out of retirement because she's impressed by this rookie that came up that's been killing it as well. And also, I'm sorry, I'm like going on and on because it was such a moment that I was so grateful to be a part of. Karen Bam Bam made a name for herself during the pandemic. Like she was the last 2-3 years, like she was having shows like back to back to back, traveling, building her social media presence. And then to see that hard work pay off and having Faye Jackson come out of retirement because she's impressed by that, that's like moments I live for.
Absolutely.
Especially as a main event.
Yes, definitely. It was an honor to be a part of. And then the fact that Faye was sitting next to me like the whole night, and we were just having so much fun on commentary. She was the first woman I had ever commentated with.
Wow.
So to be next to her and have so much fun together on commentary, and then to even watch Maserati and and Big Body Strella, get buck with her, and then her, and of course Thick and Juicy 2.0 showing that you're not going to run up on her and disrespect the queen. Right. And then for her to get up and say, I want to fight you because of what you represent, and because you are inspiring women, from that perspective of women who are thicker, Black women who are thicker. And that's just a beautiful thing. Like, it's a new day. And to see those two women prepare to represent that next year, it just makes you want to just, prepare for next year. Like Black Girl Magic 3 in 2023. Like, come on.
Okay. That sounds amazing. And all right. So I look at things like, okay, so that's the level the show was, right, at the second time. And shout out to Spice and everyone that helped produce that show. And the turnout was amazing.
It was.
What it's gonna be like next year. Like it's gonna be something that we don't even like imagine,
Was it in the same space?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot
to ask. Slam?
Yeah.
Okay. I had at least a bit of a, there we go. We're back. Are we?
Yeah. Yeah. And then for your second question, Queen P.R, it's kind of hard to say. I feel like at this point, in my wrestling journey, I'm sort of dabbling in everything. And it's amazing how podcasting kind of just open up all these doors automatically. And people actually, want to hear, my voice in a lot of things. And it's an honor really in this space. But I do say, I think I really love hosting and interviewing, I should say. Is the one thing that I love the most, because I just love hearing people's stories as to how, they got into wrestling, what they love about it, what can be improved upon it. And I just love connecting with others and networking with others, because I'm learning that that's a part of myself that really is a strength. Like, I'm really learning that me sharing my opinions, but then also opening the space for other people to share their opinions is a beautiful space, a beautiful spot to be in.
Now, so I have a question for you.
Doing that. Yeah.
Have you started your, what's it called? Your host and commentator, so to speak, resume? Like, have you considered writing it down, seeing written down what's your actual experience, what actual experience you have been accumulating? Because you have a lot, Steph. Like, when you just say it off the cuff, you might not realize that. But if you write it down, the interviews, and for you to be like the interviews you guys have conducted, the amount of time and energy, like not just with podcasting, but in commentating. It's been a year for you, but it's been a like jet packed year for you. So I'm just saying, girl, you have a lot to give,
Mhm.
and I would just say consider, even if it's just for yourself, consider writing it down so that you realize all
Yep.
the amazing experience you've got, because that is money. You are money, Steph.
Your
You are
experience.
money.
Oh, thank
No,
you. Well, I
She said, "Take the compliment because
I just
you fucking true."
I never have, written it down actually, but sometimes, but I do this though. Like I do scroll through Instagram
Mm,
and look sometimes when I have my moments where I do, have my moments where I do have, kind of some self-doubt, which is something that I do struggle with. Um,
yeah.
I do kind of have
Okay.
to look through and realize, like you may not be, at a top level, but at least you have reached a level of you working hard and you're here,
Yeah. Yes, that's
and
right.
sometimes you have a tendency to forget when stuff kind of gets hard and you kind of get overwhelmed with things, and stuff kind of crashes down on you sometimes, and you just feel like, oh my god, like am I good enough and stuff like that. But you really do have to take inventory and realize that
Yep.
where you are isn't an accident, and you have to enjoy the
Mhm.
journey, because the journey, is a beautiful part of it as well, because we want to fast track a lot of things, and we want the success, we want the money, we want the clout, we want all that.
Yep.
But the journey and all the people that you meet on the journey, help you to get there, and it helps you to really realize that that's a part of all of it too. So that's what I'm learning as I grow,
Absolutely.
and I'm really grateful for all of it. So I'm gonna take
That's
inventory, like you said. Like I'm gonna do that though, because yeah.
thank you for inspiring that,
Girl, for real.
Becky, and you,
Oh,
Steph, and that self doubt and everything. Like I'm sure Becky can relate. Like it happens to all of
Absolutely.
us, and I think because of social
Absolutely.
media, we're like always comparing our journeys to like other people's journeys.
Imposter
yes,
syndrome
But
is
all the
real.
time.
oh god, and I think it's, I think we have to take into account like the
That
mental, like
part.
the grind of like producing your own brand, trying to get somewhere, the mental effect that has on you, because you have this social media where you're just going to compare yourself to everyone. But
Mhm.
I do want to make one point before going into Jobber Slam, is who's to say what's the top? Like you were just at like this past weekend, like you were booked and busy this past weekend, like who's to say in 5 years that's not the top? Like I feel like
Right.
we are on our road to like making that shit happen. You know what I mean? And I love that us as the Black wrestling media community, and I shouldn't just say Black, because we, shout out to Joe Kim and the Baker, we network horizontally and not vertically. So
Yeah.
like we go here, like we go to our peers to help. You know what I mean? Like we don't go to whatever the top is. Like we try to put ourselves on, and I think that's gonna reward us like tenfold in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah, I believe that. I'm a strong believer in that as well. Like I really believe, what you put into something, will, allow for it to grow. Like I really do believe in that. And wrestling has already given me, even before I started this, wrestling had given me, amazing experiences and bonds and stuff that, I will always cherish. And it just feels like the more I put into it work wise, the more that we all put into it work wise, the more we will receive from it. And it's just, in a positive way.
Mm.
And I'm believing that, more of it will happen. And you're right, the top, it can't really truly be defined. So, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. We lost Christina.
We
No.
did, and I hope she makes her way back soon. But I do want to also just say that stay the course. You're an amazing person. Don't ever fucking change, Stephanie. I'm so serious. I love that. And let's just jump into Jabber Sam too.
Yeah.
I like sat in front of you for a lot of like huge moments, like the the Battle Club. I mean, I'm sorry, the Gray Sweatpants Battle Royal.
Yeah. That was
That was
fun.
another thing that
That was hilarious.
like, right? Oh my gosh. That was another thing that was like popular on social media thanks to Faye Jackson, and like, it was supposed to happen. But it didn't because of the pandemic, and then now like it finally was able to happen. And I think that was probably one of my favorite moments of Jobber Slam. How about you? What was one of your like highlights of the battle royal?
Yeah, that was one of them. Like, my favorite part of the battle royal, it was almost like a couple of them. Like, I loved watching Keith Mack, with the Creep Squad jersey on and him
That was
dancing.
good.
Like,
He
he's just so
definitely
full of joy, and I just love him so much because I met him during my first trip up there. And he's just so sweet, and I just love him. And I loved watching Stan Michael. Oh my god, I love watching
he
him
is so
wrestle.
funny.
And he's such a good wrestler. He is so good. And I was just so happy to finally meet him because the first time I went up there, it was Father's Day weekend and he was doing the father thing, which I completely understand. But getting to meet him face to face and see him in action and then see his singing, I was just like, come on! Like, I just loved that.
Me too.
He was so good. Like, and I was bummed when he got eliminated. I was like, oh.
Me
But
too.
but
But it was
seeing
so
him,
funny how like the character work was amazing.
yes. Like him singing that riff from Lenny Williams, "Cause I Love You," when he got eliminated was just the best. I was like,
So
oh my God,
good. That was so good.
that was so funny. And then also from a womanly perspective, and I mean this with all the respect in the world, seeing Sir Wilkins come out there,
That was a pop. That was a serious pop.
like seeing him come out there, in his sweatpants, and then him saying like, "Yo, like we ain't gotta do this." I thought he was gonna get scrappy in the ring for me, and I was like, "Okay, I'm finally gonna see him fight. I'm finally gonna see this." And then they all like collectively threw him out, like, "Bro, you're on that BS." And I was just like, "Okay, fine." But just seeing him in those sweatpants and seeing, all of his hard work and everything, because I know he goes to the gym and he's a trainer, seeing all of that was just like, wow.
No, so
Yes.
so because Wilkins is a friend of mine,
Hmm.
and yes, Mike. Oh God, if he was there, uh, um, I see him all the time. Like he goes to like the Legends watch party. Sometimes he's wearing a singlet. I've seen Wilkins. He
Oh
has an
man.
amazing body. All of my friends, I think it's like an initiation when I bring them to Legends, is to like thirst over Wilkins for like a couple minutes, and then it's like he's mad cool. But he has been working, because even I was like, oh, you've been working. He was like, because I didn't know he was gonna be a part of the Battle Royal. I know he trains as
Me
a wrestler,
neither.
but I don't think anyone thought he was like gonna come out for the Battle Royal. But I do think that the booking of that Battle Royal was spectacular. Like the
Hmm.
storytelling. So if you know me, shout out to Justin, we love you. Let me bring up some of these comments. Bakey, let me know when you need me to add you back to the stream. Um, yes. So with Wilkins, so the storytelling. So I love um Royal Rumble. That's my favorite.
Oh,
Hey,
me too.
back.
Can, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Listen, I'm here and I was waiting to be brought back just so that I could talk about
you
Wilkins.
gotta talk about it.
Listen, my computer is not working. I forced shut down this shit. I'm doing this from my phone, but I will do this for
It's
Wilkins.
necessary.
Yes.
Listen, friend, respectfully. Damn.
No, I mean, if you've never seen the booty, like it is very like, ooh,
I got a magnificent booty.
you
And
do,
I was like,
you do.
shit. Thank you. Thank you, P. Thank you. But I was like, shit. Wilkins. Damn.
Like
How many squats you be doing a day?
see, I didn't
I'm
even
like, well,
see.
my husband's over there. My husband's over
Like
there.
I didn't even make it down there. I just couldn't stop looking at the upper part, like the arms, the chest, the abs. My God. And his
Yeah,
face card never declines. It's just his melanin. It's just
it was a
I just
lot
I
of
was like,
dark chocolate, a lot of dark, sexy chocolate at Jobber Slam.
it was. It really
listen,
was. It was
my
lots of good looking
Latinx,
light
I
skinned
was
men
just like,
too.
yeah.
Shout out to the light skin.
Hmm.
Shout out to Nick Shin,
Oh God. He
who did it
surprised
for the
me.
ref rats. I never heard ever.
Me
So
neither. I never heard of that either. That was so funny.
so those that have not heard of Nick,
That's right, Mike. Respectfully.
he is a very successful, popular referee on the indie scene. And he
Yeah.
actually wanted to be a wrestler at one point, but chose to be a referee. But he says, and I think we should have him on the stream to talk about this, is that it's actually the best of both worlds because he tells a lot of stories in the ring, but he doesn't have to take as many bumps as wrestlers do. And they
That's a
only,
good point. Yeah.
and I was like, that's kind of good. But then you have moments where he came out for the Battle Royal to what song? Do you remember the song? It was like one of those like
Oh, I know what it was. I know what
I
it was. It was
what was
Deep
it?
by Blackstreet.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's what it was.
Oh shit.
From A who face like let me
Yes.
see. And he had and I think he got eliminated quick. It was another great story where it was just like, okay, you did that dramatic ass entrance. He like serenaded women and stuff.
Shout out to Ciendo, because I mean, I got the video. I caught that on video, and I was like, oh, I am heated here. He's like, you're beautiful to Ciendo, and she's like, motherfucker, what? Shout out to Ciendo. We love you, friend.
We love you, babe.
Yeah, he grabbed the referee's booty too.
He
Oh,
did.
That was so funny. I was like,
He
"Oh,
did.
this is what we're doing."
listen, as long as as long as there's consent and there's kindness and nice touching, I'm all for it. Right, Tamina? Okay, never
That's
mind.
right.
Tamina agrees.
Oh wait, she's the best. So Bakey, I do want you to talk about the fact that this was your first indie show, Jobber Slam 2.
Yay.
I
Got it.
I was out of my mind. I was out of my mind. If you know me, you know that I love Mia Yim. So the fact that I knew that she was gonna be there, I was like, oh, I was ready. I got myself a printout. I made a sign. I think I was the only person with signs in this event, and I was like, you know what? It's my first indie event. Let me bring my signs.
Mhm.
um I was having so much fun, so much so that Greg and I got there what, an hour and a half early. Jesus Christ.
But traveling,
Yeah.
like in your defense though, like getting to Brooklyn and like, not knowing what to expect, that was a good call.
Thank you, thank you. But
Wait,
there,
what part do you live in?
I live in Washington Heights. I got no business going to where I was going in Brooklyn.
Oh
Me
wow.
neither.
No business. Yeah, you and I
Bronx
got no
girl.
business going to Brooklyn. Now, like over there, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to
Oh
get there.
wow.
I was like, I don't know. I Greg was like, I got this, and he entered addresses and places, and a very nice gentleman took us to where we had to go, because going to Brooklyn and public transportation from where I was at, that is an adventure.
Mhm.
Especially on the
That is,
weekend.
especially on the weekend. That was
Wow.
an adventure I was not willing to have right before 3.5 amazing hours of badass wrestling. I was like, let me just dedicate all of my energy to that. Um, it was, I honestly thought, I was surprised because I thought that it was gonna be uh like inside, just like last year's, that I wasn't able to attend. But I honestly think that the fact that it was outside, out in the open, made it so much better. It was just giving me a lot of, like, how can I put this? I'll see you after school, kind of like badass, I will beat you up after school kind of vibes.
Yes.
because of where we were at. And I was like, you know what? I can fuck with this. I can fuck with this. I was just having a blast seeing friends, seeing people that I have been A, that I have not seen in a really long time, or B, friends that have become friends because of what we do, but whom I hadn't had an opportunity to meet before, like you, Steph, like seeing you there. And I will continue to say this. Honestly, like the first person that kind of like broke that glass, shattered that glass moment of, oh shit, you're real, was was seeing Janelle.
Yes.
Oh
As soon
yeah.
as we got there, I was like, "Hi," and she's like, "Wait, hold on, I recognize this voice." And I'm like, "Hi, I'm Cristina from Thirsty Thursdays." She's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
real quick, Bakey, as soon as I came in, she was like, "Oh my god, I met Christina from your stream." I was like, "Oh my god!" And I beeline to you immediately.
That's how I
yeah.
felt the first time I met Janelle too.
Mm.
She came, like the first time I was up there, she came to where I was staying in my Airbnb and she was right in front of me and I was just like, "Girl, you right in front of me."
Shout out to Janelle. She's just amazing. She's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, like being able to just be in the presence of friends, old and new, and everybody just being so pumped for these 3 hours of this thing that we all freaking love. I was like, this energy, this just this community, this sense of community, because that's what it is.
So
Yes.
It's so uplifting. It's so just it's nice. I felt so lucky to be able to say that Jabber Slam 2 was my first ever indie event, because for what I've heard, like it can get nasty with some people. Like there are some wrestling fans that can be below expectations.
Oh no.
Like in the sense of like there's some people that are very rude,
Yeah.
and I did not feel like that at all on Saturday. I that was kind of like a concern that I'm not gonna lie, that was a concern that I had, but it was just so uplifting. It just made me feel like, you know what, we got something nice here. We got something really nice going on, and I'm just so lucky that I can call myself a member of this community, because
absolutely.
fuck, we have fun. We have fun, and we like raise each other up, and we're excited by the friends that we get to see on that ring, and we make more friends. It was just fucking amazing. It was absolutely fucking amazing.
It really was.
Yeah, it really was. And speaking to
Um,
first times and stuff,
for me?
I
Oh,
actually it was actually my first time at an indie show, um, and not having to work it.
I did want you to touch on that because we had that moment Steph, where you were like, "I feel like it's different that I'm not doing anything. I'm just in the audience."
Yeah, like so the first indie show I ever went to was the first show I ever commentated for.
Mm.
The Belladonna Division Genesis 1. Like that was the first indie show I'd ever went to and it was all female and shout out to Casey Dillon and Veronica Fairchild who actually, put me on the card as a commentator for the first time. Like that was the first show, the first indie show I'd ever seen and then having to work it too. Like I was trying to be on all my P's and Q's and have everything together. But after that point, every other indie show I had ever been in with Belladonna and of course Battle Club Pro when I got to do it for Black WrestleFest weekend. I commentated like a piece of that, but then saw like the rest of it.
Thank you,
So it
Blake.
was just kind of like indie like being like a full on fan like for the entirety of the show it was lit. Like it was really, really lit. Like
I
the
want to say real
wrestlers,
quick, I'm so sorry. Shout out to Demon Hunters. Thank you so much for subbing on Twitch. I appreciate you so much, friend. Sorry, please go on.
Yeah,
I like to
shout out to
recognize the
you.
community.
Shout out to Blake. Thank you. And everyone that's joined us.
Yeah,
'Cause
thank
we
you
are
so much,
now
everybody.
streaming back on Twitch.
yes,
Yes, we
And I
are.
just want to shout out Twitch who has been literally like in my email just trying to fix everything. So I appreciate everyone that joined us on
For
YouTube as
real.
well.
For real. But
Yeah, it
please
was.
continue, Steph. Sorry.
Yeah, it was really awkward. There were a couple times during Jobber Slam where I was kind of looking at them, you know, backstage, like looking just to get a peep because I was so used to being, a part of everything, backstage and everything. That it was just so awkward, just kind of having to sit out there, like, wow, like this is what this is like. All right,
Really was. What
but
were some of your
watching it,
other favorite moments? I know we talked about the battle royal, but I do want to showcase some of the other people on that amazing card.
yes,
Listen, Willow and Gia were
yes,
absolutely fucking stunning.
Ooh, it's almost like how were they not a tag team before? If they, I apologize if
Exactly.
they were. I'm new to the scene, but they worked
Same.
very well together.
I absolutely loved it. I was here for it. I would love to see more from them as a team because they did an amazing job together, truly.
they did. And the thing is, it's like Willow was originally supposed to be teaming with oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name, Brooke Valentine, because
Yep,
they
the
tagged
Oh,
original Thick and Juicy 2.0.
yeah, they tagged at Black Girl Magic the night before,
oh
but
crap.
Brooke Valentine had some knee issues, so Gia
Oh,
did step in, and she was a really great step
addition.
in for
Yeah,
Brooke. Like she did so
absolutely.
good, and I was so proud of them, and I really wanted them to win though, because I was just like,
Me,
beat the
Same.
main event, like beat them, like come on. And Willow is just so fantastic, like her spirit and everything she's about. It's just cool too. So that was amazing, and them lifting them in like it was nothing. I was like,
love it.
come
I
on,
love it.
girls.
I just want to say, Willow, you're a sweetheart, and I adore you.
She's
She's
magical.
such a sweetheart. She's such a
Yes,
sweetheart. Like I have been I am a relatively new Willow fan. I saw her on AEW
me
several
too.
weeks ago. I can't even remember. We were talking about this stuff, and I was like, "Oh my god, she is so cute! Like she has such a positive attitude, such like an uplifting personality, and she just looks so cute." And then she starts doing her stuff, and she's an absolute badass. And I was over here like, girl
She's
crush on
so magical.
Willow.
And her hair is
She's
fantastic.
That
amazing.
color. Oh my
She
God,
looks
I
so cute.
live.
Oh, so cute. And Gia, it's just she's just so she has so much to offer. I'm so
Shout out to
happy.
Greg.
Like I'm just so happy that Gia,
Shout out to
is
Greg.
rising and just watching her grow is just so cool. So Gia's amazing.
Yep, I
Yes, she
love
is.
her so much.
Mhm.
I think TWG Fan Club is officially a Willow Nightingale Stan Club.
Absolutely.
And that is okay.
Honestly, I'm okay with that. We saw a card where we were able to see Willow Nightingale show out, Gia Scott show out, and also see Mia Yim in a main event championship match with Big
Mhm.
Swole.
Let me tell you something about my girl, my friend, Mia Yim.
Yeah.
All right. She is absolutely fucking amazing. She looked stunning. That gear was on
I
point, and I know that she loves her
It was
teal
super
and her
cute.
purple, but she was fire. She was fire, and I need a rematch because
Me
that was
too.
bullshit.
It was.
That was some bullshit. I was so mad. I was so mad. I was ready to hit somebody with my posters. I was like, I know, bitch, no, you didn't. I'm such a mark.
As you should be. I mean, those are great people to mark over, so I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not
Low
mad at it
key,
either.
Greg made sure that we kept one of the bottles. He keeps saying that this is Swole's. I think this might be Mia's, but he says it's Swole's only because I
Oh
picked
my
another
god.
one that I ended up giving to Ciandol, and I was pretty sure that that one was Swole's. Either way, this was a wrestler's. Why do I have trash on my table? Because it's gonna take me to WrestleMania. That's why. I
But yeah. But I will say this though, I made a giant post on my social media
Mhm.
about the me and Yim Big Swole match and how, they deserve to go uninterrupted.
Yeah,
And
they did.
Joaquin saw it and he said, okay. And he said that he was gonna try and fix something about it. So hey,
Oh,
Okay.
uh-huh.
So
So
when they reschedule, or not reschedule, but when they schedule a rematch, I have to thank you then. and say
Yes.
thank you, Steph, for
Thank you.
showing up for all of us and
Yes.
making them people fix this stuff for us.
Yeah, cause I didn't I was pretty I was trying to be graceful about it, but I didn't necessarily like that ending either. And I was just like, you know what? I came
I
It
don't
to
felt
see
like it
women
short.
main
about
event.
it at
Like,
all.
let's do this now. Like, this is a new world. Like, come on, guys.
We were all chanting women's wrestling, and we're all
Yep.
trying to
Exactly. We
give
had
it
Black Girl
the
Magic the
respect it
night
deserves.
before.
I mean, come on,
Let's do
seriously, and it's the
better.
main fucking event. Can you explain
Right.
to me why afterwards Swole was not even teaming up with Mia? Like,
Uh,
What was that
but
about?
mm.
you know what?
I do. Speaking of Black Girl Magic, I do want to note that a black woman won the sweatpants battle royal.
Fuck
Right.
yes,
Savannah. That was amazing. That
Savannah's
was
daddy.
another big
She is
surprise.
daddy.
That was a
Savannah,
huge surprise. I was like, Savannah, girl, what?
And
and
even though she came
those
out with
sweatpants look
big
good.
with BDE more than any of the men that were in that ring,
Fact,
and still
fact,
won.
fact.
Yes.
Just saying,
Yes.
she
She's
had the biggest
beautiful.
BDE
She
of them all,
did.
and that's why she won. And she looked
Yep.
amazing with those gray sweatpants. She looked chef's kiss, and I was
Shout
just
out
like,
to
you
the
know what,
Tims.
daddy,
Mm-hmm.
she is daddy. Enough said.
Yes. The
She
most
was
Shout
beautiful
out
day
amazing.
ever.
Can, can we talk about one more thing too
Sure.
from Jobber Slam? Is Jobber Tier South versus fuck, why can't I think of their fucking
Prolific?
Prolific? Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Who have been beefing for a
All year.
great part of this year. And it was Black WrestleFest, things happened, the storyline continued, things, it was very hard to keep things contained to the point where, and I love living in kayfabe, to the point where I don't even really know, like, do y'all have beef or do y'all not have beef? Because Mr. Black definitely turned.
Yes.
Can we talk about it?
Yes, he turned all the way up. Like, we talk a lot about Sir Wilkins, but we need to give more love and more flowers to his brother, Mr. Black, because
Snaps, snaps
he,
for Mr.
as a
Black.
referee, he is truly coming into, his character and himself and his strengths. And I loved it. The fact that he came out there ready to fight and smacking water bottles out of Dre's hands. And he was just like, we ain't got a referee. We ain't got a referee. He was like, I'm the referee. You get out. He was laying down the law.
Yep.
And he
He was
let you
cracking me
know.
up.
He let you know that he was trying to win on behalf of his team too, and didn't feel sorry about it. Okay?
Oh no.
Didn't feel sorry about it at all. And I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, it was
Honestly,
such a
yes.
great performance from him. Like, come on, guys. Like, do it. It
I
was
want to talk
amazing.
about something that I don't know if anybody else noticed, but from where I was in my vantage point, I was seeing that entire situation unfold, and I was like, "Oh, but this is wrestling, though." So, what was the name of the wrestler with the little kid and the grandma? Oh my God! So one of the heels. What was this? It was the match. I think the match before the battle royal. It was the match with this guy with the silver face guy, Colossus. Yes,
Colossal Mike.
yes, yes, yes. It was that
Yes.
match. All right. So I cannot remember. I cannot remember who the heel was. This guy with the big beautiful coat that I was like, oh, you look like royalty. It doesn't matter. The
Oh,
point.
Darius Carter.
Yes, with Darius. With Darius.
He's the one
When
of the best heels in the
he
business.
absolutely
I
fucking
feel
is. When that man walked in, there was, I don't know if y'all noticed that there was this young boy, like a 9 to 11-year-old boy in the audience with his grandma, and he was extending his hand, trying to like do a little high five with this man, and he pushed this boy's hand so hard. And the boy
Oh.
was like, or like he slapped water off. Oh, he kicked it. He kicked the boy's hand. He outright kicked this boy's hand. And this kid was like, really? And he just went over to his grandma, who was taking
Oh.
no shits from nobody. And
Shout
he
out
was
to
like,
Sir Wilkins in the comments. Give it with
yes,
the
Wilkins,
brotherly
hi.
Yes, Sir
love.
Wilkins.
And And
I
his
hope he
grandma
didn't
was
hear
like,
us
who was
thirsting
he?
because that's embarrassing. Because he's like, bro.
I mean,
But
We
I
love you
remember thinking, like, this poor kid was all verklempt and sad. He was so sad. And his grandma was like, who do I have to talk to?
Oh my
You
god,
come over here.
but why did I hear little kids next to me when he was coming out saying, because I guess he made one of them cry at like a past show, and there was the girl was like, wait till he's not gonna make me cry this time. And all of her friends was like, boo boo, we're not blah blah blah. And then as soon as he came around, it was like,
Was it the same kid? Because I was reading the grandma's lips, and she said, and she went like, and I'm like, he made this kid cry twice. Like what?
I
So
can't
now
remember.
you're adding perspective to what I had from the story.
Yeah, these heels were on point because I think there was another heel that I got into it with. Like I
Who?
started shouting at one heel, and because he kicked at a child's hand in front of us, and I was just like, "You ain't got to do that to that baby." And then all of a sudden, he and I started going back and forth, and he was looking like he wanted to jump over, and then Randy from Backstage Brawl, shout out to him, ran next to me to try to be like, "Look, if you try to jump over this rope," I guess he was trying to like be there for me, like just in
Yeah.
case he wanted to fight me. But I was just like, look, you did not have to do that to that baby. And I was just like, let's go. Let's go. And I think Brian Waters may have got that on camera somewhere, but either
Brian
way, it
H.
happened.
Waters.
Brian,
Either
are
way,
you
it
still
happened.
here?
And I'm not ashamed.
Did you catch that?
I'm
Man.
not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. It
You
happened.
know, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
Because I just don't like it when people bully kids. And it just touched my soul in a way that I was just like, no. And it
Like,
just,
I
it
was
was
absolutely, and I'm right there with you because I was taken aback for this poor boy, but I was like,
right.
oh, well, it's the character. He's the heel. If I were that kid, I would start bawling my eyes out. But it's just,
It's
the guy is
wrestling.
selling his character. But I will never get over this grandma. I will never get over this grandma. She called people over. She called the announcer over. I cannot remember his name. She called him over, and she was like, he can't be doing this. And he was like, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. I don't know what to do. And I'm just like,
Oh,
this poor boy. And then somebody was nice to the same kid, and the kid he started smiling again. And I was like, all right, this is wrestling. We're here for it. But this poor kid, it broke my heart. I'm just,
It
I
did.
can't. I
Because
can't.
it's so like pure. So you're
It
like,
was
wait,
so pure.
stop that.
The heartbreak was so real. I was like, oh no, poor baby.
It so
Poor
was.
boy.
yes.
Jobber Slam was definitely a moment, and I'm already like so excited for the next one. And I'm so glad that you ladies were able to talk about some of your favorite moments. And I really hope that one, you both will be on TWG Fan Club again. But I can't wait to just like recap more like magical moments, especially ones like on the local level, because it's so important to support those promotions. And
Absolutely.
because I say it all the time because I've seen it firsthand recently. It's all a labor of love. No one puts on indie wrestling shows to make $1 million. It's all about giving wrestlers and people in wrestling an opportunity, giving us fans the moments that we're talking about. So I want to thank everyone that was a part of Black Girl Magic, everyone that was a part of putting together Jobber Slam, everyone that attended, everyone that retweeted, everyone that sponsored a ticket, all of the sponsors, like all of that makes a huge difference. But we do have another half of the show. A lot of people are excited for our next guest. So I do want to take a little bit of a break. So Steph Hardy, I don't know if you know that we have Aurora, the Chyna cosplayer, and she does a lot of other things as well. But she went viral, so she's going to be on in a few minutes. So you're more than welcome to stay on. But I do want to give us a little like 2-minute break, give some people time to tap back in. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube as well as on Christina's channel. So let's take this time out to tweet, use hashtag TWG Fan Club, and we will be right fucking
I'm gonna take this opportunity to transition back to my computer.
Okay, cool. All right, so we can see you guys soon.
Bye.
It's your boy Blue Magic from the Mix Tag Show and also owner For Your Wear. Now, I know you've seen the announcement from some of your favorite podcasters, and soon you'll see some of your favorite wrestlers too. I decided to expand my business to be a vendor so people from the wrestling community have more chance to connect with some of their favorites. So check out foryourwear.com and see if your favorite podcaster or wrestler has teamed up with me. If not, let them know they should. Also, if you're looking for a vendor for your merchandise, go ahead and reach out to me at Blue Magic Grind, spell how it sound, or For Your Wear, FORURWEAR. And shout out to those wrestling girls for being one of the first to join me on this journey. Their merch is already up, so go ahead and cop that.
My wrestling club is founded by the one and only Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry goes out of his way to make sure that his wrestling club is anything but ordinary. One time we went to a WWE live event show, and soon we're going to be going to Raw on July 25th. Now, we do a lot of stuff pertaining to wrestling, but our biggest goal for next year is to head to WrestleMania 39. So, we need you guys. Mr. Perry posts many videos of us reacting and watching to matches so that, he can raise money for us to go to WrestleMania 39. Please go check out his GoFundMe and please donate to us so we can get onto the road to heading to WrestleMania. Bye!
I'm on my own.
I can't hear you, hon.
How adorable is Steph?
She's so cute. I love her so
I love
much.
her.
I love her so much. I am still trying to get back to
Your lappy lap?
the laptop.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to thank Stephanie Hardy for joining us. She is definitely booked and busy.
Yes,
She has an interview to prepare for. So thank you so much for joining us. And we will post all of her links and everything so you can keep up with Stephanie Hardy. She is the most sweetest person ever. But I want to hurry up and bring our guest on because I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for her. And Aurora, went viral recently for cosplaying as the beautiful, wonderful Chyna. So I'm just going to bring Aurora on. And this is actually an edition of our women. Hi, Aurora.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to our stream.
Thank you for having me.
So, fun fact, and I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. So, again, Aurora went viral for her amazing Chyna cosplay, and she does a lot of other amazing cosplay as well. But I didn't know that you were in the UK, so it's kind of late for you. So I appreciate you for joining us. You look beautiful.
Oh my goodness, it's past midnight. Thank you so much for being here.
It's all right. I'm a night owl, so it's fine.
I like you already.
Welcome. So I wanted to include you in our Women in Wrestling interview series because we like to give a platform for women, whether, they're fans in wrestling, promoters, wrestlers, ring announcers, photographers. And we recently had Casey, who's also an amazing wrestling cosplayer on. So when you went viral, I was like, oh my God, first of all, you look so much like Chyna. And the essence that you had just exuded, and not even just on the Chyna side, just yourself. You exude such confidence and beauty and regality. And I was like, oh my God, like I really want to know who this woman is. And I kind of just was reaching. I was like, I wonder if she'd be on our stream to talk about it. So I'm glad that you're here. How did it feel to go viral?
Oh gosh, I was just so taken aback because like I do Comic Cons all the time and the video just went mad and I'm just like, what is going on? Like it was mind blowing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Right. We've seen Chyna cosplay, but I think you definitely is probably one of the best.
For real. Like I had to do a second take because for a second there I was like, the video is way too good for Chyna days. Like what is this? Oh wait, no, it's a cosplay. What? So great job. Were you a wrestling fan before?
I got into wrestling kind of when I was an adult, and then I discovered Chyna. Everyone was like saying, "Oh, you look like Chyna. You should cosplay Chyna." I'm like, right, okay. And then I started looking her up, and I'm like, oh man, this woman is something else. She's an absolute badass.
She absolutely was.
I got the confidence enough to do it. Like I've been weight training. I know I'm nowhere near the size of Chyna, but I'm like, no, I'm doing it.
Well, you looked amazing. You really did.
You did. What were some of the reactions you got at Comic-Con?
Not many people knew who I was. Like, there wasn't too many like wrestling fans there, so I was just messing around with like all the props at Comic-Con and stuff. But like when I was walking to the Comic-Con, these guys just rolled down the window and screamed Chyna at me, so I gave it
Yes! I love that.
Like, oh, okay. I was like, you like probably made their day.
For real.
It was really funny. Like all my friends were laughing. I was like, yeah.
Love that. So how did you get into cosplay? Like, what is it about it that, you know, kind of, when I was talking to Casey and she was saying how it just kind of invigorates her to like play characters. What was some of your first experiences with cosplay? What was your first Comic-Con like? How did you get into it?
So I've always been an absolute geek. And I was seeing like Comic-Con advertised. I was like, oh, what is this? Looked into it and I was desperate to go, and I eventually bribed a friend to go with me. And I just bought a normal Harlequin costume and went to Comic-Con. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I walked in, I was like, these are my people. Like, it was amazing. And from that point, I was hooked. And then I started building my own costumes and seeing how far I could push myself to making things. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. But I was like, I used to be really nervous. I was this tiny little girl with an eating disorder, and I used to be so nervous at people. So cosplay for me has kind of helped me in my personal life.
Absolutely.
You can kind of escape from you become a character, and through that you kind of gain the confidence.
I really do appreciate that, because it's sort of like a I don't want to say an armor, but it's a way to kind of like be yourself and comfortable with yourself, but also like being creative and
Absolutely.
kind of putting a barrier between like you and other people, but like you're like in control of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love cosplay, and I love that Chyna cosplay that I saw from you. I have I try to go as much as I can to the New York Comic-Con. And I have, the very first time that I went, and you just reminded me of that, I went with two really great friends of mine from back home. One of them, she is one of the most amazing cosplayers I know, but she's a very shy person. And the moment that she starts putting on those pieces that she's worked so hard on, because she makes all of her gear, well, along with her husband, they together do all of their gear together. And he's a very outgoing guy, but he doesn't really speak any English. And she's very, like, she's like a multilingual person who doesn't like to deal with people. And it's just so refreshing to see her just really take on this persona and really take on the space that this character takes and just see her flourish. Do you relate with that sentiment?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing. Like the minute you start putting the costume on, you're all in your cosplay. It kind of overtakes you in a way, and you get into the character, and you can have fun with it.
I love that. What's your most prolific? No. Well, I have two questions. What's your most popular cosplay that you've made?
The one that I've made was probably the Jester Harlequin. I got like everyone kind of relates me to that. It was like the big jester thing, and I had the massive hammer, so like it just used this thing. Like I built it. I was like, oh my god, how am I carrying this all day? But
I love that.
The minute you get that on with the hammer, you can just go nuts with it.
I love that. And what's the piece or what's the cosplay that has taken you the longest to accomplish? Like that has been the most work?
Probably Chyna, because I've been training and trying to bulk, and it's that side of it rather than actual putting the costume together and stuff. But the pure preparation for it was like, whew.
Which I love. Congratulations, because again, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back, B.
Thank you. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I do have another question. I don't know if you touched on it already, but I was looking at your profile, and it seems like you do a couple of different things. You're into fitness. We are all the way here for fucking strong, beautiful women.
Absolutely.
So can you speak to that and what fitness has done for you personally, and kind of how does it feel to be like a woman kind of dominating in this, Comic-Con field, all of those things?
So the fitness for me, so I came from a place where I had not only a bad eating disorder, but I was not in a very nice relationship, and I started working out, and yeah, it gave me the balls to stand up for myself and leave. And I've kind of gone from this really meek, mild girl to being like strong and confident and in control of everything. Like I feel the best I've ever been, and that's what kind of the fitness side has done for me.
I appreciate that. Because we, and I don't know, Big, if you can speak to this, just, us having wrestling podcasts and just seeing like how men, talk about, women in wrestling. You're either, too small, or you're too muscular, or you're not thin enough, or your boobs aren't big enough. So to meet you who, uses fitness as a way to kind of like, for self-realization and being like, yo, this is who I am. I'm like a stronger person for it. And it like changed your life for the better. And it sounds like that rolled over into your cosplay, if I heard that right.
Yeah. So like I now tend to pick like the strong characters just because I identify with that more. Like I absolutely hate it when women are judged for being too big, too small, or like what I get called butch, manly, whatever. Like you need to get to a place where you're so comfortable in your own being that doesn't actually bother you anymore.
Absolutely.
We're far too judged these days, and it drives me mad. Like,
yeah. And to follow up on that, I just want to say you're absolutely gorgeous. You are stunning.
We've had some comments. I didn't want to put too many of them up, but you are breathtaking, and I think and Bakey, if you can, it's definitely coming from inside as well.
Yes, absolutely.
The beauty that you're exuding, it definitely comes from inside out.
Absolutely.
And you're very inspiring, because a lot of and I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Bakey, because I want to hear your questions for her.
You're fine.
I love how it sounds like a lot of the realizations you come to is a journey that many women take a long time to take. So I want to thank you for sharing your story. And I do want to ask, like, if there's any advice that you've ever heard or learned that sort of has helped you get to this point.
Trying to think. For me personally, just that if things are bad, they do get better. And I've been to the worst places in my life, but you have to keep pushing yourself through and you do get better. And when you surround yourself with beautiful people, that then reflects on you. So I've got a good circle of people around me that are like so positive. But life's a journey, and it is what you kind of make it. You just have to keep pushing it.
For real. And truly, just your story resonates with me, and I am sure that with a lot of other people. And I just want to say, it's a process. It's clearly a journey. And I'm just so glad that you are able to share that with us, that you're in a place where you have allowed yourself to heal to a point where you can speak your truth and share that truth with other people. That takes a lot of strength. So more power to you, and honestly, just
Yeah.
you keep doing you, girl, because like for real.
I find kind of sharing my story, like it's helped other people in different ways. Like for me, that means so much more to me as well. Like if I've just helped like one person, like that just makes my heart warm. So I will continue sharing my story and trying to help people. Like
I appreciate
Well,
that.
thank you for doing that. Yes.
I so
Really.
appreciate that. I would love to know, like, what besides like wrestling, what are some of your other like favorite characters that you've enjoyed cosplaying as?
We kind of touch on that a little bit, but like,
Oh, did you?
well, you left.
I did leave. I'm sorry. I missed the good part. So I would like to know some of your other interests, just for my own personal.
so, like there was Harley Quinn, but like the full Jester version, like with the massive hammer. And then there was Bellatrix from Harry Potter. That's quite the fun. Bonkers, so you can go nuts.
Oh
Yes, Queen. Just fuck yes.
I bought the teeth and everything. They're gorilla.
Yes.
It's like you can just go mental. And then like the X-23, because that's got like everything with props is amazing. It's just like
it gives you something to do. Like doing cosplay is acting, and having a prop with you can be stressful if you don't have pockets and you're going to be at a convention for over 5 hours, but it does give you amazing stuff to do. So all the props, always, yes.
It's when you get a cape and it's too much of a temptation, because I did Hela from Thor Ragnarok. That cape, I'm just stood there spinning with this cape.
Oh, I can see you as Hela. That's so badass. That's so cool.
So badass. I do want to make a quick shout out to everyone that's joined us in the comments. Rush Freeman, Mike, Patrick, Demon Hunter, Greg, Justin. Thank you for joining us. Post your questions. If you have any questions for Aurora on cosplay, her Chyna cosplay, or anything like that, post them in the comments, and we'll definitely share them with you. So do you watch wrestling currently?
I've started actually getting into NWA.
Ooh.
So I've been watching that. But I was kind of into the wrestling era when it like Goldberg came back, Taker retired, that point.
Ooh. So that's like recently.
That is recent. That is like
it's only
last
year.
Years. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Who are some of your like favorites?
Definitely Goldberg.
you just
please elaborate, because as you probably are in, the internet wrestling community is loud. I don't know if they're the majority, and there is like this hate for Goldberg because he's like, you know, a older legend that keeps coming back. Why did you love Goldberg? What was your appeal?
He's just a badass, isn't he? And it was the chant, and it really got you going. I'm like,
yeah. I love that, especially because that was in the recent time, and I'm sure that's the intent that Goldberg had, and I love that it actually like was how you felt about him coming back.
And then I think also like The Rock, he's just an all-round nice guy, isn't he? He's like just up there on his podium, like it's The Rock. He's just awesome.
He really is. You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with The Rock. You just can't go wrong with The Rock. We stand The Rock in this household, as in this stream. We do. We love the Samoans. Just the Samoan dynasty that has blessed us with amazing matches for the past few years, for several years, because I'm counting on The Rock and his father, even though he's not Samoan, whatever. But just we stand. Anyways,
We stand.
I'm showing my thirst. So
we really appreciate you, and I think you, Aurora, and I can't thank you enough for being on the stream. Is literally what Those Wrestling Girls is about. Is seeing you killing it in the game, and of course your fitness and everything else that you do, and being able to give you a platform to share your story and inspire people. Because I know I'm even one of those. I think everyone deals with some sort of like body image issues, and like I think about like me and Bakey, for example. Like, you know, we were very excited about our outfits this past weekend, and we had a very funny moment where we both wanted to do like the little crop top, little side, like little like tie thing. And I'm sure all girls can relate. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We don't know if we should tuck it in or whatever. And we both looked really cute.
We really did.
Like Bakey, like that Mia Yim shirt was amazing. And
showing my love.
Right. Thank you. But like even we had that moment where we were like, do we took it? Do we? But like being able to have that like sisterhood, being like, no girl, you look cute. Like I had the same struggle today, blah, blah, blah. Like I get that same vibe from like having you on and talking about like your journey and how you said like every time you shared your story and it helps people, like it makes you feel good. So I think, I don't know why I said all of that, but I just appreciate you being like on the stream because of that reason, you know?
I'm all like building up other women. Like if I see them wearing something that looks good and I know that you can kind of tell like sometimes they're a bit like nervous, I will make a point. I'm like, you look amazing, and you don't know how much that's just gonna like brighten up someone's day.
Really?
Like being nice costs nothing. We need to like build each other up as women.
Thank you for saying that, for real. Like that's period. That's yes.
We do have a question for you, Aurora, from our friend Justin, who was on the stream last week, and we counted down our 10 favorite wrestlers. And he says, if she has to do another wrestling cosplay, who would be at the top of the list?
I like that, Justin.
Oh, I wouldn't betray Chyna. Lots of outfits planned for Chyna.
Oh, wait. Did we just hear that you have more Chyna cosplay in the works?
Maybe.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks.
Oh my God. And okay, so one thing about Chyna is because, you know, unfortunately she passed and she was popular when a lot of us were kids. We don't realize how short her actual like hot career was. It wasn't that long. However, she has a lot of iconic looks. So I'm very excited to see what you bring out.
I'm really excited. We're gonna keep an eye out because
maybe
go
the
on.
purple one next.
Oh my God. So wait, her match with Ivory, and she has like the. Oh my God, I can't wait!
I've already found the parts to build the big bazooka thing. I'm like,
oh my God!
Yes, yes. Those Wrestling Girls Fan Club. You heard it here first. There is more Chyna cosplay coming, and it is a very iconic Chyna moment, in my opinion.
I am ready for this.
A good answer.
I may be trying to bribe someone else to do Eddie for me.
Okay, so we're gonna get Mamacita.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Are you a fan of Rhea Ripley?
Because oh my God, you would do an amazing Rhea. Holy shit!
I've had that.
Holy shit! Okay, I'm here for that. Yes.
I just can't betray Chyna. Like she's like there for me.
I will say though, I think that you would already have a lot of what you would need for Rhea, having all of the gear for Chyna. You would need very little. Well, maybe not very little, but still, I just Maybe for the future, maybe give it some thought because I think that it would look really cute. Maybe.
I think so too. So we have some people sending in some questions. So are you a fitness trainer? What's your what we call a shoot job? Do you mind sharing kind of like your day to day and like where you're from and like?
So it's basically all different kinds of modeling, from fitness to more of the fetishy side.
Ooh.
Okay.
We don't hate that here. We love that here.
I don't. For real.
Yeah, the dreaded OnlyFans.
See now?
Are you kidding me? Like,
make that coin. Make that coin,
girl. We're here for that paycheck. Get that paycheck. Do you? We all do what we gotta do. Do I have an account?
Yo, there's hella breaking news on this stream right now.
Do I do anything with the account? No.
But I support small businesses.
There you go. We support small businesses. There you go.
I can't help but think about empowerment when I think about the fact that you are when you talk about having like an OnlyFans. I do like. First of all, if I looked at like you, Aurora, I would have a fucking OnlyFans as well. I would be like cosplaying, modeling, doing all of the above, especially because of just the energy you exude. And I would be hella empowered by like, you know, taking sexy photos.
Absolutely. And I just want to say that contrary to popular belief, OnlyFans, it's not just to be like, hey, it's not. One of my dearest friends has an OnlyFans and she just does cosplay on her OnlyFans. And she is one of the top, what's the word that I'm looking for? Influencers, content creators and influencers in Panama. So like, I'm just saying she makes coin and she got herself a 4-story house with her OnlyFans. So
nice.
So make that coin, girl, please.
So if you liked Aurora Chyna cosplay, then I think you should also support a small business. And go on Aurora's page, her Instagram page, and just check out everything that she has going on.
Go follow her on all the medias.
Yes.
All the socials.
So apologies if you said it, but you said you got into wrestling later on, like in your adult life. So what were you what do you remember about wrestling when you were a kid, and like what were some of the other things you were into as a kid, and do you see yourself being like a lifelong wrestling fan?
So as a kid, like I didn't really watch sports as a kid. I was this weird kid that was obsessed with climbing trees, or like a proper tomboy.
I like that.
Like get down out of those trees. I'm like, but it's fun.
No, live in the trees.
And like I've always like loved animals, so that was my happy place as a kid. I was always around my pets and just doing tomboy things. So
I love it.
I think now, yeah, I'm hooked on wrestling now, and I'm getting into. Well, I'm starting training next month. Put it that way. So
to be a wrestler?
Yeah. Girl!
That is the coolest thing ever!
Where's my fan? Where's my fan?
Oh, this is a fan moment. Oh my God, if this was Thirsty Thursday, we would be toasting and drinking.
Oh, wait. Do I have? No, I don't have it because I don't have drinks. Never mind. I was going to do the thing, but no.
So what made you want to step in the ring?
So when I was getting my Chyna belt made, like my friend kind of was responsible for that. He's, I'll come to this wrestling show, and he knows I like wrestling, so I went to this wrestling show and met his friend that's a wrestler, and I'm like watching it. I'm like, I could do that.
Yes, you could.
Like fun.
It is.
It's like, so I'm like, yeah, I could do that. So I got introduced to Ricky Knight and Sweet Soraya at WAW, and that's where I'm going to train next month.
You don't know what you just said to us.
Are you training with Rhea's parents? Is this what's happening?
That's
holy shit!
That's
I
anyone to train with in the UK, I that's gonna be super
Just-
fun. I just
fuck
met
yes.
Paige actually recently during SummerSlam weekend, and she is just, oh god, I can go on and on about Paige. So I'm excited that you'll be able to work with them out of all people. That's amazing.
Why not cosplay Paige?
She has the leather with dark hair.
I'm just saying. I am sure that her mom could be like, "Oh yeah," and just give you like it just. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It would look amazing.
When she met me, she went, I had to double take because she's like, I can see the resemblance of Chyna. I was like, okay.
This is amazing. Like for real. Just congratulations. This is so cool.
This is so cool. And like and Becky said, congrats, because I think that's such a huge step, because
It is.
you have to love this to want to do it. And the fact that you're like, you know what, I want to step in the ring. It speaks to your strength. It speaks to your journey, like of, you know, just within of just like, you know what, I've done this, I've modeled, and now, you know what, I want to get my hands dirty. I want to get in the ring and I want to mix it up. And
I am here for this. Oh, listen, I'm not going to put you on the spot, and I'm not going to ask you right now today at like almost 1 a.m. for you what your wrestling name is going to be, because you probably don't know yet. Okay. And it's probably just going to be like the first draft and the first one in your career. So I'm not going to put you on the spot. That's what I was getting to. Thank you. We're going to have you back so that you can tell us a little bit more of where your character is going, because I'm just saying you could be such a badass heel. Like, I'm here for it. I am here for this.
I think so too.
That's kind of the way I wanted to go.
Girl,
I'm actually valeting for a mate on Friday.
You go ballet. You go do your thing, girl.
I know. I was like, I can't.
I have too much energy inside now. I'm just like, oh my god.
This is so cool.
I am so hyped right now for you, girl.
This will also be a reason for us to like travel internationally to watch someone wrestle in a year or so.
Yes. Like, excuse me, I'm here for Aurora. Thanks.
Thank you. We're the Aurora section.
Thanks. I make posters for my people.
Awesome.
You know, Becky got come with some posters.
I will be there with a poster. Don't tempt me. I got all the markers. I go old school.
She said, I got all the markers.
I got all the markers.
Oh my god, this was so amazing. And like what I love most about like our Women in Wrestling interview series, and that's how I met Becky and the rest of her podcast team actually, is that one, I get to know people that I've followed or, you know, seen, or even know my friends. I get to know them better by these interviews. And I got to meet you, Aurora, not even realizing that you're across the pond. Thank you so much for like staying up. I know you're a night owl, but like it is literally, I so appreciate you coming on the stream with us and inspiring us and dropping like breaking news. I was like, oh my god, what? So if you do have any last, and I'm going to give it the floor to Becky. If you have any last questions for Aurora, we do want to give everyone time to get settled for Dynamite starting in about 10 minutes.
Oh, you are right.
Please post them in the comments right this second, and Aurora will answer them if they're nice. But do you have any last questions yourself, Becky, for Aurora? Thank you for staying on for this.
Of course. Thank you for having me. You know, I'm honestly at this point, I'm just excited to see where your career is going to take you. Like, you are clearly such an accomplished woman. You have such a wonderful story to tell, and such like, I could speak to you for hours, truly. So I'm at this point just looking forward to the next time that we get to have a little chat. To see where we are at that point, because I can see it, and you are gonna go so freaking far.
Hell yeah,
truly.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Like
I agree with you, Maggie, because the dedication you put in your looks, I think if you put that into even a little bit of that into your career as in the ring, I mean, I don't think you have much to worry about. Absolutely. And the fact that you kind of already are known and you have a great look as far as what a wrestler's supposed to look like, I guess, but at the same time, it's who you are. You're not forcing it. You're not like, I need to be a wrestler, so I gotta look like this. Like, no, you've overcame things, and this is who you are. You found yourself. You found your fitness journey and cosplay, and now I think you'll have a comfortability in the ring that a lot of indie wrestlers like spend years to get just because of everything you've been through. And I don't know how you feel about that, Vicky, but I can see just like you owning it, like
1,000%, 1,000%. Listen, and as a cosplayer, I mean, we have Bianca making her own gear, making her badass gear for, I'm not going to say every match, but like she does her stuff and she looks badass. I expect nothing less from you, Aurora. You're going to be amazing. You're going to be like, excuse me, let me glam up the shit out of these briefs because I am going to look stunning like the babe that I am, and I'll be crushing skulls while I do that. Thank you very much. So I am here for it. Like I am your stan right now. Let me just and just Aurora.
Have started your stan club, and
yes, you have
throughout your journey.
And just Aurora as a in-ring name and meaning light and beauty and being a badass heel, mama. Queen.
Doing it. Do you, Aurora, have any lasting thoughts you'd like to share with our audience, and let us know what we can look forward to, where we can find you on social media?
Oh, lasting thoughts. Just with everything in life, just do you. Don't take it too seriously. Be nice to everyone because you get back what you give out. That's like my theory in life. So as for looking forward to stuff, fingers crossed with the wrestling. I'm going to be moaning next month going, hurt.
Yeah. You'll be a little bruised up, but it'll all be worth it.
Just a little bit.
I love it. This is amazing. Make sure everyone follow Aurora on social media. She is Aurora Rose Fit on Twitter, and Aurora Rose Fitness on Instagram, and you can get all her links on her. I'm sorry.
And on TikTok is Aurora.
Oh yes! Oh my God, yes! Please follow her on TikTok because that's honestly where
I'm already on that. Like I've already Instagram. I didn't know about TikTok. I'm gonna go there. Excuse me.
But make sure you keep up with her because as we've learned, she might be going into wrestling. She's doing more Chyna cosplay, and I just see so many great things in your horizon. So thank you for joining us all the way from the UK. I can't thank you enough. And no one sent in any more questions. I think once they learned that you were doing more Chyna, they were like,
we good.
Good. I'll follow her.
We'll wait.
We'll wait. We'll keep that up. And we hope to have you on again.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aurora.
We'll definitely be in touch with you, and we'll follow you, and we'll uplift you and share all your links and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Bye.
Have a great night. Bye, Aurora.
Bye.
Oh, that was so amazing.
She is so sweet.
She really, really is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Like I know that her hair is black, and I love it because I feel like she first of all, she's an amazing Chyna, and she would do an amazing Paige, even though I have a suspicion that she's just a little bit taller than Paige. Just a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
But what's her name? She's on NXT and she carries a bat. What's her name, babe, with the red hair? Alba Fire.
Oh, right.
Stop trying to make her sting.
What?
Stop trying to make her sting.
Yeah, I am not trying to make her sting.
She has a baseball bat.
Yeah, she carries a baseball bat, and she's just, I'm just saying, repping the UK. Just, I feel like she would do an amazing job as her. But
I would like her to rethink cosplaying Rhea Ripley.
Oh, that, like, girl, do your Chyna. Keep on giving us more Chyna because we are here for Chyna. But the moment you get a minute,
when you get
a minute, we're gonna need you to figure out some Rhea, please. Just pretty, please.
Yeah.
But she's so sweet.
I loved her, and I think I'm pretty sure she's gonna make way more appearances in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Because she did such a great job on that cosplay, and she did go viral. But I think now that people are kind of gotten to know a little bit more about her, including us, I don't think we've seen the last of Aurora
at all. She's only starting. Are you kidding me? She's got a long, bright way ahead of her, and I am just so pumped for her.
Me too. And I love it, like, if I find like possible reasons to travel, because I'm like, seeing her in a match I think would be the most fun thing for like me, you, and Krista to like get on a plane and like go see her.
Yes. Like, I'm not gonna say no to travel. Like, let's go.
Let's like wrestling and all the things. Yeah. Oh, this was great. So I want to just thank everyone that kind of were with us the last couple hours. I do want to thank Twitch, who did fix the problem. They were very on it. Yes, exactly. So those that joined us on Twitch later on, I appreciate it. Those that are on YouTube, we appreciate it. We do hope we are going to be streaming from Christina's Twitch for Thirsty Thursdays moving forward, and I hope that we can just do fun little quick streams every now and again. Because you are so fun, and seeing you again this weekend, like, truly just like lifts, like, me and Chris talk about all the time, like how much just like how much you're a part of our family, and
same.
Like seeing you like once a month is like our bakey time, but then it's like seeing you is a whole nother thing. So I'm so glad you and Greg came out. I also got to shout out Greg because he's the true MVP.
Shout out to Greg. He fixes the problems, including the ones in my heart.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Where can everyone find you, Bakey? And then we'll sign off and everyone can watch Dynamite.
Absolutely, because yes, it is time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please follow me on the socials. I am on TikTok as Crispa120120. I am on also on Twitter. Twitter and TikTok is Crispa120. On Instagram and Twitch is Crispa Contreras. I know it's a bit of a mouthful for those of you non-Spanish speaking friends, but it's not that hard. I promise you. Please go follow me. I have a good time there. Crispa, there you go. She said it.
Yeah.
You did. Crispa Contreras on TikTok. I'm sorry, on Twitch and Instagram, and Crispa120 on TikTok and Twitter. Come and hang out. I have fun on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Usually, we play a lot of Mario Kart.
Saturdays, Mario Kart, laughs,
plenty of laughs.
It's a fun time.
There's some quality content there, but just nonsense, madness. We have fun. We have fun.
I love that. And I am Queen P.R, one half of those wrestling girls. I'm sending love to my partner, Cristina B.
I love you, Cristina.
We are ending another edition of TWG Fan Club. It is usually exclusively on Twitch, but is now on YouTube because of life. Actually, more like Murphy's Law, like, shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate everyone tuning in and all our followers. I do want to mention that we are planning excitedly our 4th anniversary event. And it is going to be November 5th in New York City. So please follow our channel, sign up to our email list. We will be giving out more details. If you want to get involved, if you want to sponsor, do you want to volunteer, do you want to vend? Please let us know.
Where you at?
Right. DM us, DM me, DM Krista B, and we will
definitely DM me. But if you do, I'll relay the message.
Because she's family, so she'll
DM me, man.
That we need. Actually, just DM Bakey nice things because she deserves it.
That's actually really nice. I'll take them. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're gonna let you go. Enjoy AEW Dynamite. Please, if you enjoy TWG Fan Club, tweet, post on Instagram, all that stuff, hashtag TWG Fan Club with Queen PR and friends. And I will be back next Wednesday at maybe 6, maybe 7, depending on the show. But you can also catch Krista B and I tonight on Wrestling Realm Now, streaming live from their YouTube and Twitch channel at 10:30. So if you are, if you like want a good time and you want to see like family get together and talk shit about wrestling, we will be there at 10:30 with Dwayne and Brian H. Waters, and I'm hoping Hugh isn't there, but I think he'll be. If he is, he'll probably be wearing Crocs. But
damn Crocs again.
I know I keep bringing it up, but I, you know what? I don't care because they're the enemy, and we're just gonna.
Then stop talking about the enemy. You and I are on the same page.
Control me. I think they're actually winning. Crocs are winning because I can't. I hate it here. I never wore them though.
Never.
No.
They're fucking comfortable though.
Thank you, babe. I love you, Bakey. Thank you
love
everyone
you so much
for tuning in. And we will see you at 10:30 on Wrestling Realms channel. And we love you.